Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. Question number 1. What is the best book that I've read so far in 2018? So I actually could not narrow this down, so I chose 3. The first one, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This was amazing. I loved this book so much. I read this back in March, I think, and I devoured it. I read it so much. I was so upset that this was a standalone, because normally you're like, oh, you know, I really want a standalone fantasy. No, I don't. I want more. Please write more. I would like more. The second book on this list is Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. I loved this book again. It was amazing. I read this back in May, I think, and I loved it. The only thing I did have wrong with it was I didn't think it should be like a love triangle-y kind of thing. I don't think it needed it. I think she should definitely go for the prince. Like, no question about it. But other than that, I loved it. So this was a 5 out of 5 star for me. I loved it. It was amazing. The third book is, we'll see how good my editing will be, but it should be here. But it's The Savior's Champion by Jenna Morrissey. Right. Anyone in my actual life knew I loved this book. I talked about it constantly. I do plan on making a book reviewy, non-spoiler. I'll try to make it non-spoilery. But I loved it. It was amazing. It was longer. It was adult. I don't normally read like adult fantasy, but yeah, it was amazing. It was so good. It took a minute to get used to the swearing. The swearing was there. It was strong, but yeah, I just loved it. It was amazing. Even just read it. It was amazing. All right. So question 2 is my favorite sequel of the year. I do apologize. I've just realized I cannot say that word. But my answer for this one is Kissing Madeline by Lex Martin. I love this book. This book was my favorite in the series, so it's definitely the best sequel. It was so good. I actually really liked this one. I liked that she was a reporter. I liked that he was a jock. I liked that they weren't meant to get together. I liked that it was forbidden. And it wasn't just forbidden for like friends and family reasons. It was forbidden for work. And I like that because that's actually forbidden. Question number 3. A new release that I haven't gotten around to this year. So again, I have 3. Number 1 is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I have not gotten around to this one. I'm a bit nervous because the synopsis says it's about 2 different women, and I'm scared because most likely, like, there's a very high chance it's going to be in third person, and I struggle so much with third person. I don't know what it is. I just can't relate to the characters. I have trouble. I feel like I'm skimming. I have so much trouble, and it's ridiculous. But I really do want to get to this book, and I've heard amazing things, so I'm very excited. Book number 2 is Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. I actually don't know what this is about. I don't. The cover's pretty. Obviously it's a fantasy, and it was good enough to be featured in a book box, so I'm like, yes, I want to read this. But yeah, I actually don't know what it's about, but I'm actually really excited. Actually, yeah. Book number 3 is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I still haven't gotten to this. I want to really badly, but then I don't at the same time because I know there's going to be a wait. I know people have problematic things about this, mostly because of Nesta. And I like Nesta, and I don't like Lane. Again, I'm going to rant about Elaine, and I hear that I'm going to like her after this book, and I don't want to. I don't want any Azriel and Elaine scenes. I just want Azriel scenes. I don't want Elaine. If we could kill Elaine in like the next trilogy, that would be amazing, and I'm all in for that one. But I'm really scared, and apparently the romance between Feyre and Rhys isn't even that great in this, so I'm scared because this is my favorite series and I don't want to ruin it. but hopefully very soon. Okay. Question number 4 is my most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. So I have 2. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. I actually haven't finished the series. I don't know, you can't see them. They're here. But I've read up to I've started Queen of Shadows. Yeah, I've started Queen of Shadows. I just haven't finished it. I'm in the minority where I say I liked the first 2 books. I loved the first 2 books. When it was more like the assassins and the game and all that type of stuff, I really enjoyed that. And then slowly it's just gone downhill for me, so I'm scared. But it's the final book, so I'm really excited for it. I want to binge read the whole series. And I'm also in the minority where I hate Ronan. I can't stand him. And also in Heir of Fire, I think it was, I was skipping all Mannion scenes. Like, wasn't skipping, I was like skimming. And I was like, ugh, do I really have to know about this? But apparently you do. So it's probably best that I go back to it. And plus I hear that she gets really cool and with Darian. So, and he was my favorite character. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to read it. But that's on my list. And then number 2 is Sea Witch by Sarah Hennings. And I'm so excited. I've been excited for this book ever since To Kill a Kingdom, because I was like, I need another mermaid, like Little Mermaid retelling. I need one. And there hasn't really been many. So I'm really excited for that one too. Question number 5. My biggest disappointment so far. I have 2. Again. So one is one that I've been trying to read for the last few days, and it's The Bird and the Blade. I don't know. This is the one I didn't finish. Look at that. Oh no. By Megan Bannon? By Megan Bannon? I'm gonna go Bannon. I am struggling so much. I don't know what it is. And everyone that you talk to or listen to or watch, they really like this book. And I am trying so hard. I'm about halfway through and it's just, it's taking me forever. And I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. I have no idea, because it's not even in third person, so I have no idea. Absolutely none. But yeah, I'm trying. I do want to finish it. I'm just trying to push on through. So hopefully that one, I can add it to my July wrap up. Fingers crossed. My second book is actually in third person, which is why I'm struggling so much. And that is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I really want to like this book. I really do. It's about an assassin. It's a female. She's kick-ass. She's amazing. And I'm having trouble. I'm having so much trouble. I didn't think I would. I was like, oh, who cares if it's in third person? I'm going to love this book. I'm trying. I promise. I'm trying. I do like it. It's just, I can't seem to stay dedicated to it. But look, it's so pretty. I love these covers. These covers are my favorites. I know a lot of people like the UK ones, but I love these ones, especially number 3. Number 3 looks amazing. One of the reasons I need to get through this is this 3. I need to get them. So I need to get through that. It's just, it's proving to be a struggle, which makes a disappointment because I was really wanting to like it. I really do. So fingers crossed. Which I won't do again, because if you didn't notice, I actually cannot cross my fingers. Fun fact. Question number 6 is my biggest surprise of the year. This is one that I've already mentioned, and it is The Savior's Champion. Again, I wasn't expecting to love this as much as I did, because I loved this. It wasn't even on my radar. I was scrolling through Facebook, like the buy, swap and sell sites. I think it was the Fairy Loot one I was looking at. And I saw this, like someone had unboxed the bookie box. I think it's the bookie box. And there was a pin and it said something about choosing darkness. I don't really remember exactly what it said. But it said something about choosing darkness. He's a good man but he'll choose darkness. Something like that. And I was like, oh, darkness. What is that book? And then I realized that it was for the book that came in the box. And I downloaded it straight away. So I read it. I loved it. It did take me 3 days because it is big and I had work and you can't read at work. And then as soon as I finished it, I literally raved about it. I've never actually reviewed a book before, but I wrote notes on my phone so I can actually review it. And as soon as I read it, I bought it. It's on its way. It was $40. It was expensive. But yeah, it's on its way. I really do want it before I make my review, but it probably won't happen. I'll probably make my review tomorrow or something, so I actually have a video for you guys. That'd be great, wouldn't it? So yeah, that was my biggest surprise. It was amazing, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I really do. Someone's doing a skid. There they go. There's a roundabout right near my house and someone's obviously attempting it. Question number 7 is favorite new to you author. And this one is T.M. Fraser. This is the only, I have this one and then the novella that goes with this one. I don't own the other ones because they're expensive. They're expensive. I really wish that books in Australia weren't as expensive as they are, because every Australian bookstore, these are like $30 to $40, and then Amazon it's like $15. And I was like, really? That sucks. This is the prequel to her King. I don't know what the whole series is called. Like it's a whole, like, all the novels like connect. So you got these ones, which is about Jake and Abby. Then you got King, which is the first 2 books. And then you have the next 2, which is about Bear. And then the next 3 that are about Preppy. And then the next one, which is about, I don't remember his name. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read the new one. Only came out this year. I was marathoning all these books beforehand and I like just killed myself, really. I read, I think, 6 of them and I saw the 7th one and I was like, I need a break. And I just haven't picked it up since. So I would like to finish this series before the end of the year. So, but yes, this is my new author I love. This is amazing. These are adult. Yeah. Question number 8 is a quick and easy one. Your new fictional crush. I do not have one. I just don't. There's not really much to say about that one. So question number 9. New favorite character. I'm going to butcher this one. I was going to watch a video before I did this, but then I was having trouble with my SD card and then my battery died and I was like, no, I'm going to film. So I'm filming. So I didn't get to watch the video, but it's Cadio from The Saviour's Champion. When I first went into it, I heard that I was not going to like him, that he was evil. And yes, he was evil. But yes, I did like him. He was my favorite character. He kept it interesting. He was snarky, sarcastic, evil. Like, he was, there's no redeeming quality. There's literally none. There's no redeeming quality at all. Yeah, but he was my favorite character out of the whole book. I even read parts of it to my sister about him and she was like, oh, he's evil, I like him too. And I was like, yes, he's evil. We have to like the evil characters because if we don't, who will? Yeah. So question number 10, the book that made me cry. So I'm going to do number 2 in a series that I talked about earlier. This one's Finding Dandelion and it made me cry. I can't really talk about it, why I cried, because it's a spoiler, but I am a softie. I am so soft. If there's a chance that someone will cry, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I actually just went and saw Jurassic Park. The second one's Jurassic World 2. Yeah, Jurassic World 2, and I cried like a bitch. I did. I cried like a bitch. So if I can't really talk about Finding Dandelion by Alex Martin without spoiling it, but I cried. So if you could cry, you're gonna cry. Alright, so question 11. A book that made me happy. I couldn't think of one. All books make me happy. Isn't that why we read? It's just books make me happy. I did buy a book that made me happy. Like, I was really happy I bought Moon Knight. I bought the comic. It's my first Marvel comic. Yay me. Yeah, I was really happy I bought this. I was happy. Book that made me happy. Yes, I beat the system. But I don't read a lot of Marvel. Marvel's not really my jam. I'm much into DC, because DC is where it's at. Which is silly, because like a lot of people don't like DC. And I'm like, why? There's actually nothing wrong with it. It's amazing. But yes, Moon Knight made me happy. Number 12. Question number 12 is my favorite book to movie adaptation. I have 2. So this year, The Kissing Booth came out on Netflix. It was amazing. I haven't read this book for years. I guess this has literally been on my shelf since the beginning. Since I had one little shelf, this was on it. And they finally made the movie, and it was so good. I loved it. I laughed. It was sad. I loved it. It was so good. The second one was Before I Fall. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on the movie. I loved it. I'm actually a huge fan of Zoe. The main character. I'm not even going to attempt her last name because I'll butcher it. But huge fan. I'll watch anything she's in, and she rocked this. This was amazing. I loved it. Like, I was walking around telling all my friends, watch Before I Fall. It was so good. Again, this isn't my only, I also have the original cover, but this one has the movie, so I thought it was appropriate for this. But I read this years ago. This was, again, probably around the same time actually. So it was really good to see it come to life in a movie. So if you haven't seen that one, I recommend that one as well. But if you hate it, don't come after me. Question number 13, my favorite video I've posted this year. Well, that's easy. I posted 2. So my favorite video I posted this year was my booktube movie tag, because it was the one that got the most, I don't know, it was like the first video, so it was nerve-wracking, but I got so much support for it. It was amazing, and it was so good to, I felt amazing. Then the second one was my book haul, and wasn't as great. So it did actually put down my spirits a bit, but I'm back. So yeah, so my favorite was definitely my booktube movie tag. It just, there's something about having people like your videos that just gives you like this self-confidence and everything. So thank you to everyone who did watch the video and who has commented, and thank you. You have no idea how much that meant to me, so thank you. Question number 14, the most beautiful book that you have bought or received this year. So for my birthday, I got The Wicked Deep, and obviously this is stunning. But then, as everyone does, they take off the dust jacket, and it's still stunning. It is gorgeous. So this is definitely the most beautiful book. I haven't finished it. I was reading it around the same time as To Kill a Kingdom. So I was reading this, and then I got To Kill a Kingdom, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read To Kill a Kingdom. To Kill a Kingdom. So I put this down and I haven't picked it up yet. So I'm literally like 2 chapters in. I'm not far at all. So I've got to continue. I'll just start over again because I don't really remember. I remember there's a cliff. That's about it. So I do want to finish this one, and I will. Question number 15. what are some books that you need to read by the end of the year? So there's going to be pictures here because I'm not cool enough to get ARCs. I live in Queensland and there's not really any conventions or anything near me, so I don't get to go to any of those things. I don't live in America, nor can I afford to get a ticket to go to BookCon and then ship the books back. So even if I could afford it to go, which would be amazing, it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg to ship everything back. So I don't get ARCs. I wait. So number 1 is one that I do have, which is Quarter Frost and Starlight. I need to read this. Like, there's not even, I don't need to say anything about it. I need to read this. Number 2 is The Sea Witch, which I've already spoken about. Obviously need to read this. Next one is The Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton. I've heard amazing things about it. I saw the cover and I was like, oh, that's pretty. Like, I'll buy that. I'll put it on my shelf. Doesn't mean I'll read it, but I'll buy it. And then I heard what it's about and I was like, oh, I'll read that. That sounds good. It's about this girl who's grown up fighting these creatures with witch powers, and she gets pulled out of it by her dad and it's like, you need to marry someone. So I'm probably butchering the synopsis, but she finds out that she's got like the powers of the people that she was fighting, and what is she gonna do? Like, I need to read it. Sorry if I butchered that, and I'm sorry if you don't want to read that because of what I said. I'm sorry. Number 3 is Kiss of the Royal. Number 4 is Kiss of the Royal by Lindsay Dugar. I did read what this one was about and I don't remember. I just read it like 20 minutes ago. What it was about and I don't remember. But it sounds good. I don't remember. It's another fantasy one, and for some reason I'm really into fantasy at the moment. Normally I go through these kicks where I read fantasy and then I'll read heaps of contemporary, new adult, contemporary, adult, contemporary. And then I'll read like a few fantasy and then I'll go back to contemporary. But at the moment I want to read fantasy. So yeah, so I'm in the fantasy kick, which you will notice, and I keep hitting my leg. Do you hear that? Yeah. And number 5 is Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. I was on BookBox Sherlock's on Facebook, and someone was guessing that this might be a possibility for a BookBox, because it's got really good reviews and everything, and they were saying what it was about, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. It's a pirate one, I think. It was like a piratey, watery one, and I was like, yes, because I need some of those. Need more of those in my life. Thanks to Killer Kingdom. I find myself hilarious. The next one is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. Kirsten White. For some reason I always get confused with names. I'm really bad with them. Especially Kirsten, Kristen, Christy, Kirsty. Those ones I get really confused with. But I want to read it. There's not really much to say. At the moment I'm reading As I Darken, and she just kills it with the whole reimagining thing. She just kills it. So yeah, it's actually in the, well, what I'm up to, I've only just started it. I've only just started it, but I really like the way it's written at the moment, which is weird because it is in 3rd person, but, well, so far it is. I'm assuming the whole book is, but so far it's in 3rd person, and I'm loving it. I think it's amazing. So I will read it. I'll read anything she reads except for her Paranormals. paranormal, that series, because I didn't like that series. I didn't like the first book. So sign me up. And she's writing the new Buffy book, so I'm on this. I'm on the train. I will read anything you write at the moment. Thank you, Kirsten. And that's it. That's it for my book, the book tag. So thank you to everyone who is watching. I'm sorry I am so awkward. But yeah, so until next time, thank you for watching. Come back to my channel. I plan to actually film very shortly. Might even change my shirt and film now, you never know. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye.